Interested in getting tickets to a concert or sporting event? Use SeatGeek and get $20 off on your next purchase with promo code OBERSPORTS. That's OBERSPORTS, OBERSPORTS. What's going on, guys? Jacob Ober here. So, we got some more Packer news to talk about today. The Packers are reportedly trading for former Green Bay Packer wide receiver Randall Cobb. This was first reported, I believe, yesterday by Trey Wingo, and at the time I really didn't want to believe it because it just seemed so funny. It was initially reported that Aaron Rodgers was not going to return for training camp or perhaps the season if Randall Cobb was not in a Green Bay Packer uniform this year. And I don't know if there's any truth to that, but the rumor that Randall Cobb is coming back to Green Bay is definitely a true one. It's been backed up by multiple verified accounts on Twitter now. So Randall Cobb's going to be a Packer, and I don't really know anything about this deal. Nobody has really given any sort of information on what the Packers are sending back to Houston or how much of Randall Cobb's salary the Packers are expected to pay. I do think he's owed, $8.6 million this year. So, I mean, if the Packers are paying that in full, for a 30-year-old slot wide receiver who has injury problems, that's not a good deal for the Packers at all. I mean, obviously wanting to get him back to make Rodgers happy and come back, I guess that's a win in of itself. But if we're actually paying that much money to keep Randall Cobb on the roster when we very well could have a player better than Randall Cobb on the roster right now, and Amari Rodgers in that Randall Cobb slot role, then this doesn't really make much sense to me. But, I mean, I guess it really doesn't have to make much sense because, Randall Cobb is a decent fit in LaFleur's offense, and even if we have the personnel already, just keeping Aaron Rodgers on the team for one more season to have one more shot at a Super Bowl, I guess that's reason enough to make this deal. I do anticipate that the Packers will not have to pay his full salary this season, though. I bet the Houston Texans probably eat at least half of it. Because, if we're paying him 4.3 instead of 8.6, that's a lot better for Green Bay for sure. And then in that case, I actually do like this. Although, like I said, personnel-wise, this doesn't make any sense at all. Because the Packers just drafted Amari Rodgers, who was supposed to be the guy to fill that Randall Cobb slot role. And the Packers have kind of struggled with not having a slot receiver since Randall Cobb left Green Bay in 2018. But, when I first heard about this, I legitimately thought it was a joke because it just seems so funny, because especially the way it was worded by Trey Wingo. He's like, Rodgers was not going to report to training camp or anything like that if Randall Cobb was not on the team. And that was apparently a condition of his return. And I can just imagine him on the phone, with Goot saying, if my 30-year-old slot wide receiver veteran isn't on the team, then I'm out. But, it happened. It happened. And, I'm happy that Randall Cobb is going to be a Packer again for sure. He's one of my favorite Packers ever. He's one of the first Packer jerseys I ever bought. He's a great guy, and he's certainly a guy that Amari Rodgers could learn a lot from, and apparently those two are have close personal connections. So, having him for even one season here, that could definitely do wonders for Amari Rodgers' development in Green Bay. And of course, you're making Aaron Rodgers happy at the same time, so even while it doesn't make sense personnel-wise, sometimes having a guy like that on the team, a guy who's simply there for veteran leadership and to, fill a role, maybe not, blow anybody away with his numbers, but just kind of be there as the, safety net for Aaron Rodgers in the slot underneath kind of stuff. And then, hey, I'm all for it, sure. Just as long as we're not paying him $8.6 million, because I don't even know if the Packers can afford that this year with their current cap situation. But I did make a Packers Randall Cobb tribute video 2 years ago, I believe, and that's starting to get a lot more views. Go look it up on my channel. You'll see some of the best moments from Randall Cobb's career in that video, and yeah, it's cool to see him reuniting with Rodgers too, because you remember that picture, that last game they played together against Detroit, and Rodgers and Cobb were both in tears as they hugged after the game. That's just, it's clear that those two share a very strong friendship and bond. So, I guess it does make sense that Rodgers would want a guy like that back for sure. And hey, maybe this is the Packers a new era for the Packers front office, listening to a star player and what they want. You know, maybe not giving into everything that they want, but, you know, Randall Cobb on the team certainly could not hurt. Like I said, you know, that veteran role that could mentor some of the younger guys. You know, MVS is still young. Allen Lazard is still young. I mean, there's a lot that guys could learn from a guy like Randall Cobb for sure. I mean, he's got 10 years of NFL experience, and he was a Pro Bowler 1 year too. So, yeah, I mean, overall, the owners are not paying him that full salary. I like this for Green Bay. I really do. And I'm glad to have Randall Cobb back on the team, and I'll have to dig through my old jerseys, but I do believe I have Randall Cobb's jersey somewhere, and I will be wearing that at some point this season for sure. So, in the meantime, guys, that's all I got to say in this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, comment below on what your thoughts are that Randall Cobb is returning to Green Bay, and I'll see you guys next time. Go Pack Go.